Hi everybody and welcome back. I'm Betty with Betty's Creative Boutique, and today I thought that I could show you how to make a pretty winter wreath for your door. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I looked around at their the base wreath, and they were very expensive until I came across some garlands. And so I found this pretty garland, and they had their garland. This was before Christmas. They had it for 70% off. And so this one was originally $29.99, and I got it for 70% off, so it was like around $8. And I just think it's really pretty. It would look wintry because it's got the evergreen on it. I just wanted to try it out. I thought it would be cute. So what I'm gonna do, it has a hanger at the end here. And so I thought, why not use that to hang our wreath? So I'm gonna keep that at the top. And I'm going to take, it has different sizes, as you can see. Let me show you, kind of sticking together on me. Okay, so it has the really short pieces, and then they get longer and longer. What I thought I'd do is first just separate it into two sections. We'll keep some of the, there's two short pieces, so we'll keep the two short pieces on each side. It looks like it kind of separated on its own. So let's see. Yep. See, there's two really long ones. It's hard to tell, but so there's one on each side. So what I'm going to do is set it on the table. I'm going to try to straighten my little hanger out. And then what I'm going to do is just form it into a wreath. And we have some blueberries and some pine cones on here. And so I want to not, as I'm forming it into my wreath, I don't want those pine cones to land on each other every time. I mean, it's okay if you have a couple of them stacked together like how that is. See how there's a couple right there together. It's okay to have that a little bit, but we want to try to spread them out if we can. And also we want to form a cute little circle for our wreath. Now this part doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but you are trying to kind of spread it out and make it look cute and colorful. But we also are going to add some other things to it, so it'll turn out really pretty in the long run. So I'm just gonna make not a small wreath, but a decent size wreath. I'll show you what I'm doing in 1 second. I'm gonna bring this blue to here. I think that looks good there. And I'm not gonna really secure it too much right now, because once I get it all figured out where everything's going, then I'm gonna use my wire and secure it together. So for now, I just want it to look full and pretty. So I'm gonna take this one, and I'm gonna come around this way. It does seem like my blues wanna land on each other, so I'm gonna go on the inside. And then just bring it down this way. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. You just play with it for a little bit until you see that you have color everywhere. You don't really need it at the top as much as you do everywhere else, and so we're gonna take and move it away, because at the top we're going to have our ribbon. And so why waste the pretty color of the berries up there at the top? I'm going to go ahead and move them down just a little bit. That way you can just turn around. Okay. I'm getting there. Just play around a little bit with it. This one I'm going to go around the inside, because I want my berries to land in a different spot than what they were landing in. And then this last one, I'm gonna look and see what I think. This is one of the long ones. I think if I come around this way, I think I can get some more of the berries to show. So let's go here. Some can just go here. I'm just kind of twisting it around so the pretty side of the berries, like sometimes the leaves don't look good on one side as they do on the other side. So you would just flip it around. Okay, so just about done with that. Once you get them where you think they look pretty good, okay, so this is how mine looks for now until I hook it together. It looks like this. And you can shape it, even once it's on the door, you can kind of shape it more circular. But what we're gonna do is take some white, well, you know, I don't think I'm gonna do the wire yet, because I think we're gonna add in some of our picks. No, let's wire it a little bit, and then we'll add our picks in. Such decisions. I hadn't made this, I've never used a garland to make a wreath. I usually use a base wreath with nothing on it and go from there, but I thought this was just so pretty. I really wanted it. So I'm just gonna cut some pieces of wire. The wire, I get it, you can get it at the dollar store. You can get it anywhere. You can get it at Hobby Lobby also, but Dollar Tree has some wire for $1, so that's the best deal for me. I'm gonna just take and kind of go around a couple of these with some wires so that it doesn't fall apart on us. Doesn't have to be real tight, just enough to hold it secure. Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple of those all the way around. So today we woke up to a bunch of snow on the ground. It looks very pretty. I love the way it looks, but I hate being out in the snow. I'm not made for the cold, I don't think. Alright, so I'm gonna put about 4 of these wires around. And then I'm gonna come back and show you how to put a couple picks in there and make it look really pretty. I don't know why my wire is a little bit twisted up on me. That should be big enough. And we'll get one more off. Out here. Okay, so I'm going to come right around here. And then once I get it wired together, I'll lift it up again and show you how it looks. It's kind of a cute way to do it because you can make a wreath that matches your garland then, because you can buy your garland and then make a wreath out of another garland, and then you have matching set. So it's kind of a cool idea to do. I did not do that this time. I didn't think of it at the time, honestly, or I would have done it. So, alright, so there's that one. And then I'm going to hook it right up here. And then I'll show you what I have. Again, you don't really need to make it tight because you don't want to smash your branches together. You want them to look full. And so this is what I have so far. Okay, so now what we're going to do, a lot of my berries are falling off. If you have that trouble, well, it has a lot of berries, but if for some reason yours doesn't and the berries are falling off, you can go ahead and use your glue gun and just glue them to another berry. Or, you know, glue them in spots if you want to put some on. Okay, so what I did was I bought some picks, and these are also from Hobby Lobby. They were 40% off. And they're $2.99, so 40% off of $2.99. So it's a pretty good deal. They were under $2, I believe. So I'm going to pull off all those little tags real quick. So I bought 4 of these because I wanted to spread them through here. So I'm just going to start maybe on this side, and I'm going to kind of weave them in a little bit. I do want them to show because I really like that they're glittery, whereas the other berries are not glittery. And I wanted it to look glittery and snowy because I want it to look wintry. That's the look I'm going for. I like changing the wreath on my door for different seasons or different holidays. So that's our first one. We're going to put another one on this side right around the same area. It doesn't have to be perfect because you want it to look wild. It always looks pretty for the wreath, not to, I mean, you can make them uniform if that's what you really like, but I like it to look more wild or, you know, a little less uniform. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm going to just take all 4 of these and do that, go all the way around, just kind of putting them in different spots. I don't really want to cover up all my blueberries. So I think I'll come down a little farther here. It will cover some up because it has a lot. This one that I picked does have a lot of branch, like the blueberry branches. Okay. So then I'm going to take this one and put it on this side. And just kind of weave it in so that both kinds of berries are showing and all my frosty stuff is showing in there. Okay. Then once you know where you want them to be and you have them in the spot you want them, then we're going to go ahead and glue them. Or another thing you can do is just twist them in a little bit. Let me see how that looks and if they stay put. If they stay put, you really don't have to use the glue because they stay put. That's what we have so far. Can you see the pretty white ones in there? So I didn't really want it to look Christmassy, but I did want it to look snowy. So I had found these, and they are red, but they're very glittery and pretty. And it's not enough red, I don't think, for it to look Christmassy. I think it just is enough to show another color and show that it's glittery and pretty. So I'm going to add these right here. See how there's no berry here? I'm going to put the red ones in there. I'm just going to weave them in again just a little bit. What I mean by that is you can take some of the branches of your pick that you're using and just push it under some of the other branches and just leave it looking a little pretty and just weave it in like that. So I have 3 of these, and these were also, it's the one I just put in there, and these were also from Hobby Lobby, and they were $3.99, and they were also 40% off. So I don't know, I normally can do the math, but I can't think of how much they were right now. But less than $3, and so it's a pretty good deal for, I think they were probably around $2.25 or something like that. Okay, so I have the last one I want to stick on here. And I'm really liking it. I don't want to hide all of these other leaves too though, because I do like those also. So I'm going to try to get it to show a little of each and everything. Take this one. Okay, so this last one I'm going to put it down here because up here again we're going to have our bow. So we're just going to slide it in here and then I'll lift it up and I'll show you what I've done. And I'm weaving them in because that way we don't even have to glue them because they just sit in there. Okay, so I think this one needs to go in just a little bit more. Okay. So again, this is what I have so far. It's starting to look really like frosty and pretty. Okay, so now what I was going to do is I bought this from Dollar General, I believe. It was $4.99. No, I did get it from Hobby Lobby. I bought this from Hobby Lobby. It was $4.99. It was on sale. I remember it being like $2.25 or something like that. Because it also, I love Hobby Lobby because they do have sales all the time. And if they don't, you can always get their coupon and get one item for 40% off. So I thought I would take the string off of this. And then I'm going to paint it white because I want it to kind of match my berries. Honestly, I think I'm going to have to run down and grab my glitter too. I think I might want to glitter it. I don't know. We'll see. I think that would be pretty though, since everything's so glittery and pretty. So since this is hanging with twine, what I do is I untie it and then I save the twine for something else, even if we needed it to hang our wreath, but we're not going to need that. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to paint it white. Use my Americana. You can find this at most stores. They do have it at Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to use that. I'm going to pour it into just a lid. I have a lid from a takeout container. And then I always buy these at the Dollar Tree. I always am telling you guys, they come 6 in a pack for $1 at the Dollar Tree. So we're going to take our welcome sign and paint it white. You don't especially have to do the sides if you want to just go along the top. So I'm going to paint the whole thing white. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and I'm going to run downstairs and I'm going to grab my glitter and I will be right back. Alright, so I hadn't thought of that ahead of time that I would want the glitter, but I think it would make it look so much more snowy and pretty, and I am a glitter girl. I've told you guys that before. I love it. If I could wear glitter every day I would, but I think people would think I was a little flaky. So, I was trying to get it, okay, so let me see, I think we're pretty good with the white, especially since we're going to glitter it. I think it's white enough. So I'm going to just set that to the side. I'm going to grab my glue. This is just Loctite spray adhesive. I'm hoping it's going to spray. I've used it before and it kind of gets clogged up. So let's see what happens. Yep, we're good. Good to go. Okay, I know I tell you guys every time. Well, for one thing, I don't want it to be globby, so I'm going to kind of push. Mine kind of came out a little globby. Okay, so now I'm just going to sprinkle it. But while I'm doing this, I just want to remind you to always make sure you cover your table, because you want to keep your table in nice shape. I always cover mine. I have the same one. I hope when this one's ruined, I hope I can find it again, because I have a tablecloth underneath that's just a regular rubber one with the soft cotton on the bottom, but over it I have just a rubber tablecloth. It's really kind of cool. I've never seen them before, but I haven't really been looking for them because I have this one. So, you know, you can find anything online nowadays though, so I'm sure that we'd be able to find it if we were looking for it. Alright, so now that I've made a mess with all this glue, I'm going to just kind of tip it over. And that's what I have so far. So we're going to set this to the side and let it finish drying. And in the meantime, we are going to make a bow. I'm going to wash my hands off real quick so I don't get paint on my bow. Okay, Well, I guess if it's not coming off in the water, then it's not gonna come off on my bow, right? Okay, so I thought with the colors that I chose, I thought the black and white would be cute. And it's so in style right now. Everybody loves the black and white. So this is also a Hobby Lobby one, and it was $10 and 40% off, so it was $6. So I'm just gonna kind of eye how big I want my bow. Just gonna, let me think. I think I'm gonna do the wraparound bow where you go like this and wrap it around a couple times. Just make it kind of roll. And I think that's a good size. You can always set it up there again and measure and see what you think. Let me make sure I went around enough times. 1, 2, 3. So one end should be on that side. Okay, so we need one more to here. And then I'm going to just go ahead and cut it off. Okay. So then I'm going to just take and squeeze it in the middle, and we're going to take our wire and we're going to cut another piece of wire off. Here we go, with our wire cutters. Just snip it here. Okay, so then you're going to wrap your wire around and just twist it tightly to hold your bow together. You want to go just about in the middle, as close to the middle as you think you can get it. I mean, if you want it to be perfect, you can always just fold it like this once you got it together, and then twist your wire together. Okay. Okay, I think that should be good. Okay, so then you just want to fluff it out. You have your ends that are going to come down. Both your little ends will just come downward. And those we're going to cut into ducktails. So let's do that first. Okay, so I'm going to fold them in half down here at the bottom. And I'm going to take my scissors and just cut it on an angle to form what they call a ducktail, like that. I'm going to do it on the other side also. Okay, throw those to the side. Okay, so then we have our ducktails to hang down. And then you just take your bow and just fluff it around. I didn't make a real I only made it where it's got 3 on each side, 3 loops on each side, so it shouldn't be too much work. All right. You know, I forgot to use my microphone today. I'm going to have to make sure I put my microphone out here and use it each time. I hope you guys are able to hear me good. I'll try to speak up a little more. We are pretty close to being done though. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it on my wreath, and then we can shape it some more. So, and just place it where your wreath looks more bare, where you didn't have any berries. So you're just going to twist your little bow on there, and then we're going to shape it some more. Okay. So now we want to make sure that our little ducktails are hanging down. And then we're just going to fluff our bow up. just kind of play with it different ways. If it doesn't look right one way, try it another way. Just keep moving your little ribbons around. Okay, so then what I want to do is take my welcome and also add it. I kind of want it to be, can't decide, do I want it straight on? Okay, so if I do it straight on, it's going to look like this. And if I'm going to do it to this side, I think I'm going to do it straight on. Something more like this. Okay, so let's see. Maybe like this. All right, so then this one has little holes where the string was. So I'm going to stick wire through that and wire it on. So I need maybe a decent sized piece of wire for that. So I'm going to make a big piece of wire. And I'll do the same for the other side while I have my snips out here, my wire snippers. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go through the hole where the twine was, where the hanger was for the welcome. And we're just going to put the wire through that and go around the wreath to hold it onto the wreath. And then I'm going to snip off the extra wire that's hanging here. So now I'm going to do it on the other side. Because I already kind of eyed it when I was looking at the camera and showing you how it looked. So I knew where I wanted it to go. So now, I'm losing my wire in there. Let's try this again. Okay. And then once it's on your door, you can make sure that everything, I keep losing my other end of my wire. Oh, goodness, let's try this again one more time. Keep a hold of that end. Okay. And then this side, I'm just going to bring it up under my berries here so you won't see it very well. Okay, and then I'm going to twist it in the back. You don't have to do it real tight, just tight enough to hold it on. And then we're going to cut it off. Okay, so once it's on your door hanging, you can really mess with your bow a lot more then. But I do want to show you what it's going to look like hanging on your door. Kind of doing this upside down here. My bow pieces want to keep going back together today. They normally don't do that to me. Right, right, alright. That one, around this side, and this side. And so, there's our pretty little winter wreath. And I hope you love it. If you do, please like, share, subscribe, and can't wait to see you guys again next time. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.